Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is gonna be a very interesting video because we're gonna go ahead and install hexagon lights on the top of my ceiling. I just repainted it. If you guys watched the previous video that I posted on redoing my garage and I'm doing like a little makeover, I painted the walls a gray stone, the ceiling a flat black, and also the garage a flat black as well. You can see a few high gloss or gloss spots. I need to go ahead and repaint those because I accidentally used the gloss on that section because I was painting something else. But overall, it came out really sick. I rearranged one side a little bit more, added a banner, and also added a t-shirt right there that I got a long time ago. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox these lights. I actually have not opened it, so we're gonna open it together for the very first time. And from my understanding, it's actually a really straightforward and simple process. Alright guys, so first impressions out of the box, this stuff is extremely light. I don't know why, but I thought it was going to be like glass, but it looks like it's straight up plexiglass maybe, or just plastic. So it's extremely light, so it's not going to be heavy at all once you put it up on your wall. And it came with these screws right here to be able to attach it. It looks like these might just slide in right here on the sides. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like these are just going to slide in to each one of these to hold it up. That way it can be removed. Let's see. Yep, that's exactly what it is. It looks like these just slide right on so they can hold it into place. I might end up using these instead of just the drywall screws, but we'll see right now. Alright, cool. So that's really neat. And then you have the two-way connectors, three-way connectors, a plug. This I don't like, if I'm being honest with you, that they didn't provide something for you to be able to connect it to like a plug. You have to go ahead and splice into it, or you can buy a plug and connect it directly to this. But you may have to extend it because this is really short, which this is my only downfall right now, the thing that I don't like about this kit so far. Here are the drywall screws and everything to be able to install to the ceiling, and then instruction manual and zip ties. So yeah, very straightforward. The only issue that we may have is where we're going to connect it. I do have a plug on my wall, on the ceiling actually, that I can go ahead and connect to directly. But I also have my other light, which is going to be that one right there, that I can possibly connect to directly and then get power from there, because that is connected directly to one of my switches on the side. So that's what I want to do, but we'll have to see. You know, once we start putting everything together, we might have to extend the wire out a little bit more to make this work. But let's go ahead and actually test it out first to make sure everything's good, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we're going to check to make sure this works before we begin plugging everything up. And I'm just going to grab these two ends, make sure they're completely separated. None of them are touching. If you need to, spin these around. That way they stay in their own lane. Alright, make sure they're separated. And there you go. Boom, works. Alright guys, so we figured out the wiring on how we're going to do this. I went ahead and connected it directly to my lamp right here. So it works straight to the switch over there. Right now you can see that it's on. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab another wire. I should have some upstairs that I can use. But we're going to go ahead and extend the wire out so it leads outside. That we connect it to this and then connect it to that. Because this is way too short, obviously. I don't think that I can really, you know, get it to go like in and under that because it has like a plastic cover. I mean, I can try, but I think we're going to have the hexagon be on this side versus over here. So I think I also need to figure that out first before I go ahead and do that, because I don't want to like extend the wire out and then it doesn't work. But I guess it shouldn't really matter because I can just cut the wire if it's too long or too short. But that's how it's looking right now. When it comes to electrical wiring, make sure you're very careful. Completely turn off your power before you decide to splice or cut into anything. But here's the switch. Now it's off. Now it's on. Sick. Alright, so let's go ahead and I guess figure out where we're gonna place everything, and then I can go ahead and do the wiring portion. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and start placing all of the hexagons up here, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, every single time you do wiring, make sure you go to your box and you completely cut the power off. Like mine, I have it on the side, and I just, you know, flick the switch, make sure it turns off, has no power, and then I can do my wiring. Alright guys, I wanted to stop right here to kind of talk about what I have done to be able to do this by myself, because it is going to be kind of difficult if you're just, you know, one person trying to install this entire thing on your own. And if you have everything already completed, it's going to make it a little bit harder because it might flex a little bit up and down. But what I did in order to be able to do this on my own was I went ahead and I added like just this portion right here, like you guys saw, that was supported, and I added one bracket right there to support it, and that thing alone supported this whole section right here, technically in the back. And by doing that, I was able to rotate it to the sides. That way I can make my holes and install the brackets. So right there, I installed one right there, one right there. I believe there is one on that side right there. And then I'm gonna install another one on this side right here, and that should support this section completely on its own. So now what I'm gonna do on this side is I'm gonna add another bracket right about there to support that section so it stays up, and then I'm gonna add another one on each end. So that's gonna support it completely, and that should be it. So that's what I did in order to, you know, be able to do this on my own with any help. So let's go ahead and finish the rest of it, and then I'll show you guys the final result once it's all done, it's connected. Alright, so after you build it up to this point, it is going to be way too heavy for one bracket to support it to be able to rotate it, so it's just better to take it off. And what I'm doing is I'm just making lines on the wall right here. That way I can go ahead and mark where I'm going to make my hole in the middle. That way the line goes through. So I've done that on each one. And then we're going to do another one over there. And then I made a few more lines right here. As you can see, there's one right there that we need to do. We marked up quite a few of them, so it shouldn't take much more to support it, because we got those two, and then we just need like 3 more on the ends to be able to complete it. But all you gotta do is you gotta make your hole. So let's do this one right here, for example. So there's a hole right there. I just use like a screwdriver, or you can use a drill. Make your hole. You're gonna go ahead and push this thing into that hole, and then you're gonna put your bracket with a screw, those two together, and then it's gonna be supported right there on that hole. So that's how easy it is to do it. Hi guys, so everything is now installed and you are currently witnessing the lighting from the garage on the camera, and it makes a huge difference. You can kind of see the glare on my glasses right now, how it looks, but it makes a huge difference in the garage. Let me go ahead and throw in a cinematic right here of how everything came out. As you guys can see from those cinematics, these lights make a huge difference in your garage, and it just makes it look a lot brighter, bigger, nicer, cleaner. Huge difference. I'm really happy I got these. I did actually have to go ahead and upgrade the rear ones right here because they look yellow. I'll leave a picture somewhere on here so you guys can see the before and now the after. And I got them from Home Depot. They are 6.5K. bulbs. That was the highest I found. I would have gone with like 7K if it was available, but this is the highest that they had. And they're only like 12 bucks. I was expecting to pay like 20, so I'm really happy about that. Install them, looks amazing. I know I didn't go into too much detail when it came to the wiring, but I went ahead and used this extra wire that I had right here. I only needed 2 of the wires. So as you guys saw in the previous clip, there was a black and a white one. I just connected one black, one white wire to extend it out to the already existing, twisted it on there because it was already exposed. So I just removed the old one that I had of one of these and I put 3 wires to connect it to those 2. So instead of just having 2 wires connected into one of these caps, now I have 3 wires leading to this right here going out, and now it's connected right there. So how I connected that, I just crimped it. So you grab the butt connectors. I actually have some extra ones right here because I do air suspension installs, and when you do the wiring they use these right here. So I just exposed the wire, put it in there, smashed it right here on the end. Same thing on the other side of the connector that they provided right there. Then you go ahead and heat it up. It's going to shrink it to create a proper seal so no water gets in there or anything. And that's how it's connected right now, and it works with the switch perfectly. Let me show you guys right now. Boom. And I really wanted that to work because I don't want to have it connected up there because then it was going to be on all the time. And of course I want to be able to go ahead and turn it off and turn it on. Now another thing that I actually noticed with this lamp, I was going to make a hole, but there was already an existing hole at the top right there, so I didn't have to make a hole. Pushed it out and then got the wire out through there to connect it. But yeah guys, looks really sick. Hopefully you guys like this video and it helps you out on how to install this. Very simple, very straightforward. The only thing that I kind of wish they would have provided is a plug to be able to connect to the other side, because then you guys would have to purchase that if you want to plug it in somewhere. In my case, I didn't need the plug. I just connected it directly to that. This is going to be a huge upgrade for any of you guys that want to brighten up any of your rooms. For example, your office room, garage, game room, whatever you have, it's going to make a huge difference, and it makes everything so bright that at any angle that you go, it gives you some light. So that's what I really like about this, because before I would struggle a lot with my videos where, you know, I would have my little lamp over there. If I would move out of the way, now you can't really see my face, it would get dark. So this is gonna make a huge difference in a lot of my videos, making it look really nice and clean. It just looks so sick as well. Like if you have it in the background right there, looks really clean and creative. Also on the car, if you have a nice clean car and you want to like put some lights in here, it's gonna make it really pop. Hopefully you guys like it and give you some ideas on what you can do to your garage. There's still one more thing that I want to do, which is gonna be the floor. Right now it looks pretty trashy. I mean, it's not the best. It could look a lot better. So my goal is to go ahead and do an epoxy floor setup, and hopefully we can do that really soon in the future. But that does require a lot of work. I will at least prep work to be able to make sure everything is nice and smooth, ready for paint. So we'll see when we can do that, but that's gonna be part 3. This is part 2. If you guys wanna see how I repainted the garage and everything, make sure to check out part 1. And then I am gonna rearrange a few things around in here because I still got the engine and I gotta put on the engine stand. Make it look a little bit cleaner, but really happy with the overall result. But I'll link down in the description where I purchased this from. I got it on Amazon. I think it was like $150, which is not bad in comparison to other companies, because other companies are selling it for, I think it's like over 1K. So that's a really high price in comparison to this, and it looks really good. I mean, you can't really complain about it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.